Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome back to United View. Welcome to another morning view, man. It is Wednesday. It's hump day. It's the middle of the week. It's the day where you just get over the struggle of, it's Monday morning. It's Tuesday morning, it's the beginning of the week. And you just get to that hump. Then you're on your way back down. You say, listen, after Wednesday finishes, you're like, I tell you what, mate, on the way to the end of the week, on the way to the weekend. So shout out everybody who's been at work, who's been with the kids, who's been taking kids to school, doing their gym routines, doing whatever you're doing. Big up to each and every single one of you. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Shout out everyone who said, they're a couple of minutes late because of the court. Flex is dressing for court. Chris C says the Trinity show was so good. It was. If you didn't see it, make sure you check it out. Not right now because you should be watching us. But
I tell you what, Flex.
Go check it out.
I tell you what, yeah.
Yeah.
There's already a lot of evidence flying around. Like, I'm not going to... I mean, UV Clips dropped a video yesterday, which is getting some traction. It doesn't look good for you. I'm gonna be honest. It doesn't. Yeah. It doesn't look
okay.
Good
That's fine.
Like I thought, when we watched the video the other day on the morning view, we were like, maybe it's not actually that bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's quite bad for you. You know what I mean? There's other stuff that we hadn't really, considered. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what court's all about, isn't it? That's what it is. This is.
I mean, I can play the video for you now. I can get it up very quickly.
Yeah, play it. This is. This is what it is. And if the evidence is there, the evidence is there.
Yeah, exactly. So let's just very quickly. This is what this is UV Clips yesterday.
I was talking about the adaptation within the same system. So I said he could even go 5 at the back with that 3. He could even play. That's no. It's not nah. I said this, bro. I said this. It's not nah. And then I went on to say things that he could change within the formation. I said it doesn't have to be he's done with his principles. He's not ready for the reboot. I didn't say that. I always said he doesn't have to get rid of 3-4-3. I never said that. Never once said that. If I said the words, this 3-4-3 isn't working, he needs to go to the back 4. If I said that, which I don't believe I did say that. The 3 centre halves are getting pressed. They don't know what to do. It goes to the wing back and then it goes to the centre. That happens against every single. So it's been sussed out. So it's your job as the manager to talk about how do we not do that.
I can't do what you're asking me to do now. I don't know how to do it.
But top level managers should be able to adapt the system.
No, because this is
surely.
Wait, hold on.
Change of different formation. Change of different formations. UEFA A license, Lord and everything. Yeah. He can't just go right. I just need 4. He can't just go right. I just need 4. You can't just keep going 3-4-3. 3-4-3. A 3-4-3. Because it's not going to get there. Okay, then 4-4-2. 4-4-2. 4-4-2.
What you're saying?
I already said earlier on. I said 4-5-1.
Yeah, not good, Flex. You know what I mean? Not really. I mean, and that's just a teaser of what's to come. So. And that wasn't even me. That was UV Clips. That's not even me. So that's just the beginning. That's just a teaser of what is going to be titled "The People versus UV," which is going to be coming soon. We've got to select an official date for it. We're gonna be dressing up. We're gonna be because you dress for court. You should. We'll be in our suits and our ties. We'll have evidence.
I might just be in a back gown, to be honest.
Well, you can't be the judge for your own trial. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. You got. You have to dress up for court. There'll be charges. I'm also putting out there for everyone because look, there's going to be a lot of footage to go through. There's going to be a lot of footage to go through. I know this has already started. If people do want to send their clips or their evidence to me, they can do that as well.
In support or in prosecution.
In support, yeah. Either way. And anything else, whether it's, there might be something go, well, yeah, Flex said this, but KG also said this, blah, blah, blah. So if you want to send that to me, shoot me a DM or on Twitter or Instagram or something, and I can make that happen. It's going to be a big episode, a big episode. The people versus UV. Flex is going to have his own evidence to push back on because your kind of defense is everyone's doing this, and he's got some images and some clips himself of the UV community, of the chat, saying, look, we're all the same here. It's going to be a big episode. It's going to be a very big episode. Very big episode. Coming soon. The people versus UV.
can't lie, it's just gone up a notch. It's
That's gone up a notch.
very uncomfortable viewing that.
Yeah.
Can't lie, court's going to be peak.
Yeah.
Owen, can't lie. A bit trouble.
Was it one of those ones? Was it one of those ones where you saw that back, you went, I forgot I said that.
As soon as I saw that, I didn't see that they posted that yesterday. As soon as you said, "Well, UV Clips has posted," I thought, I'm going to be in big trouble here, massive trouble. And when you get the repeat of the you're in a world of trouble when that starts happening.
Change formation.
But still meant it within the context of I still stand on it. If you would have changed,
But there'll be more to cut. There'll be more. There's more evidence out there. So
but I'm in a lot of trouble there. A lot. To be honest, it may be fairly conclusive already.
Yeah.
Oh, and I'm in big trouble. Massive.
Yeah. Yeah. Big trouble.
Well, we have got a show today. Aside from the trouble that I am certainly in, we have got. That's Froby. I'm not gonna lie. That's. I'm taken aback. I don't recognize that person. I don't. What's it? Yeah, plead insanity. Plead.
Are you having the doubts when you're going? If I said that, what else?
Yeah, 100%. Because someone else said there. Yeah, sorry to go back to it. Someone else said just a minute ago. Shout out Justice. He said 30 minutes into that Newcastle game is the worst head loss I've seen from Flex. Check the tape. He fully said, let's see if he's listening to me. It goes 4-4-2 against Arsenal. Guilty as charged. Now, I mean, in terms of the worst head loss and how angry I actually was during that.
Let me write that down.
It's going to be there. I think at this stage, I don't think Justice is going to be lying. And I'm not going to lie. The crash out then when I was so angry. And I know I was so angry.
There's a lot of things you don't remember saying during that period as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I was really angry. So,
People versus UV coming soon.
People versus UV coming soon, mate. Check it out. Flex, it's an AI, not you. Exactly. There's a lot of stuff going around. Also you got to talk about
rehab.
Yeah. And you got to talk about, my influences in life, like how I was brought up, what I've been subjected to, my life leading up to this. So there's a lot of
you're going to do a full background.
There's a lot of I was the only Man United fan in my family. So I've always felt marginalized and always felt the need to, So you got to mitigating circumstances got to come into sentencing.
So we're going down Flex Mandela territory again, aren't we? You know what I mean? Because yesterday you were very, very confident, going, "I'm willing to do the time."
I am. That's what I'm saying. I am. So
this morning seems very much like, well, I better get in circumstances, so I don't think I should do the time.
Yeah. So, I mean, Cage, this might be a bit of a retraction still. I'm not gonna lie. Use the word. I don't mind using that retraction word when it's needed. It wasn't needed when KG used it last time. But
one bit of evidence, Flex. One, and this isn't even the official trial.
Yeah, Levy clips. Owen. If we're being honest, what we've seen. I mean, I don't know whether the trial's null and void because the evidence has been put out before the trial. I mean, when that sort of stuff happens, usually it's a bit of a mistrial. Evidence is not supposed to enter the public domain, really.
Sometimes it happens. In this day and age of social media, sometimes things get out, and then that can actually spark litigation. So
well, guys, it was United Love who's my official attorney. I need you to get to work, bro. I need you to counterbalance this on the other side, guys. You guys have loved me and supported me since the start of my journey. So if you've got anything that supports my case, please send it in to unitedviewtv@gmail.com. Clearly labeled
DMs,
evidence file, DMs, whatever. Reach out because I'm going to need
clearly
you
labeled exhibit.
Exhibit. Yeah, exactly. I need that in the description and the subject. Put Exhibit A, Flex Defense or whatever. Because and UV clips as well. Yeah, you released the medal. You got due diligence as well. You need to do both sides. UV clips. You're not just on one side of this. Your job is to talk about what all people say, for good or for bad. So I do need something from you, UV clips, that kind of pushes back on that as well. I need a bit of both, or I'll just shut down UV clips. really. So
Yeah, and I'm
yeah.
for any
I won't do that,
any misunderstanding, I'm not UV clips. Okay, people say, oh, we know that's you. I'm not UV clips.
No, he's not. That is
Legitimately, I'm not.
100% true. No, he's not. He's
Yeah.
not. So yeah, there you go. Right, let's get into today's show, which is not today's trial. INEOS are planning a ruthless summer. There's been quite a lot in the last few days, actually, especially yesterday and a couple of days before that. The Jadon Sancho situation is really gathering some sort of mileage on that. We have to really take that seriously and talk about that. Christian Eriksen was talking yesterday on international duty. Some interesting quotes from him. So we'll get into that. There's some stuff in there about Anthony that I've seen this morning as well. There's a lot to get through this morning. So Onana as well, summer replacement.
Yeah.
Some reports claiming that he feels cool, he feels fine. He's got the backing of Ruben Amorim. However, Man United may see it differently. So yes, let's talk, Owen.
Yes, Christian Eriksen. Let's begin with Christian Eriksen. Now, we kind of already know that he's on his way out. His contract expires at the end of the season. And he was asked, being on international duty, about his future. And he says, I haven't thought about it yet. It's like the last time. My contract expires this summer. So in my head, I'm ready to find something new. But I haven't decided what it will be yet. And that already seems quite definitive from the Danish midfielder there, isn't it? I haven't thought about it. But then he also goes, but I'm ready to find something new. I haven't decided what it'll be yet.
He has thought about it.
So you have thought about it. So
yeah,
Eriksen,
he doesn't know what club it's going to be, but he's definitely gone. Well, they're not giving me a new deal, so I've got to go.
Yeah, and let's be honest, if we didn't have the injury issues that we had, he probably wouldn't be playing as many games as he's playing at the moment. He's because he is involved. He's more involved than I thought he would be at this stage. But
started a few games,
he's starting in the 10. I mean, I think Amorim. It's quite ironic, isn't it? To be fair, that for his whole time at Manchester United, there was a lot of things going, play him as a 10, play him as a 10, play him as a 10, and largely under Eric, he was played as an A, and certainly in the first season to great success. He was brilliant for the first 3/4 of that season before he got injured. Andy Carroll, when he injured him, and that brought in Sabitzer, didn't it? But he was brilliant. I remember the first few games he played at Old Trafford. He played against Liverpool. He was excellent. Played against Arsenal at Old Trafford. I think he got man of the match that day.
Oh no, that was the one where he pushed over Martinelli, or was it Odegaard, and then got away with it. But he played the ball through.
Yeah, he got man of the match that day, and he was afterwards. He was there in his little flip flops after the game. He was like, "It was a lovely day out, lovely afternoon," and he was quality. But as is always the case with a lot of Manchester United signings over the last decade, you look at him and go, "If only we'd signed him like 5 years ago, that would have been nice."
As is the case with Man United, we always enter the chat when it's just too late. But having said that, at where we were at the time, for some extra squad depth with a little bit of quality on a free transfer, we all backed that Eriksen signing. Bless you. We all backed that Eriksen signing because he was free. We'd all had a look at him post his incident, and he played for Brentford. And we went, you know what? Still got a bit. And
he was head and shoulders above in that team.
He was a joke. It was a joke. And I remember watching an interview. I think it might have been with Ivan.
When he came to Old Trafford. When he, it was right towards the end of the season, wasn't it? He came to Old Trafford for Brentford, and he was the best player on the pitch.
Bossed it, which obviously says something about us, but also says a lot about him, having gone through that type of incident he'd gone through, come back, then to get to the top level in the Premier League as it is. Obviously, Dane to Dane in Thomas Frank sort of saying, come here, mate, get your career back on track. I know the Brentford fans were a little bit annoyed with it. There was like mini boos at the time in his first season when he went back to mini boos because we got done 4-0. Remember his first game back there. So they were like, what's the score, Christian? So it was they felt like he should have stayed there. But no disrespect to Brentford, but if you're Christian Eriksen and you've gone through that sort of incident and you want to get back to playing for a big club or the highest level you can play for, I know we've not been a good team, but the allure of Man United to go into Premier and play for
trophies.
And he's picked up an FA Cup and Carabao Cup, so I think it worked out pretty well for him. That they could be the last trophies he wins in his career, very possibly. So very good in that season. And actually, for value for money, I know he's probably 150k a week because he was free, but all in all, he's been a good servant in that time. And actually, for where we were and needing a bit extra, bit extra oomph, extra numbers, he served his purpose for that. But I think everybody understands, including him, there's no uproar, there's no surprise about this. That when that contract runs out, you go separate ways. So he's one of the definites, along with Lindelof, that are leaving.
Yeah, I think also as well when it comes to him is, like you say, it's played out. I think of something Man United would have done in the past is panic and be like, oh, let's give him another year. We'll give him another year, and or like the intention would be to let him go, and then at the end of the summer, because we haven't brought someone in, we just got to give him another year, sort of thing, just to tide us over. We would have done something like that previously, but no, his time's come up, and like you said, it's come to a natural conclusion for him.
Yeah.
And he's still got something to offer, you know, in between now and the end of the season, particularly with all of the injuries we've got. And you still would have him on the pitch to, if 15, 20 minutes to go, to see, you know, if someone needs to unlock a defense, Eriksen can find a pass.
Well, when we were struggling against Southampton, mate, it was 1-1. We were struggling, and he came on, put the ball over the top for Ahmad. Great little first time ball, little dink.
Yeah.
Then it made the game 2-1, and then we went on to cruise. But what you eating? Just eating some fruit. Got my fruit and stuff like that. You know, blueberries, strawberries, but kiwi.
Banned. It's not allowed. No. Get him out of the stream. We can't eating, sustaining yourself through food. Oh, gonna be sick. Oh, Flex.
How dare you?
Oh,
how dare you, guys? You know, life is so busy to bring the content. You know, we just, even if we have to eat on the job to bring you guys this content. So when the trial is on, please take this into consideration in terms of my my dedication to my craft. Please take all factors into consideration, guys. You know, I'm on a hydration thing, you know, just trying to keep myself, trying to keep myself healthy, you know. And sorry to cause that level of sickness to you, bro.
Oh,
yeah.
It's all right.
You okay? You good? You need a minute?
I'll just go. Maybe if I just don't look at you.
How, KG brother, how dare you try to survive? How dare you? Can't eat whilst you're at work. What next? You're going to start working from home. Yeah. So that's what I'm eating. If everyone was like, what's going on there? Just a bit of fruit. Just, you know, got to get used to that. I'm going to be on basic soon, aren't I? So better get used to the
yeah.
Little bit of fruit's a luxury, so I'll take it now.
Yeah.
No Sancho return. Actually, before we get onto that, let's do super chat. That's members. Bavishka says, is the latest member of the UV Members Club. You just joined, so big up to you, Bavishka. Thank you for joining the community. Joe Fleming says the chip is looking hot now, Flex, bro. It is. It's
have you ever done the hot chip before?
No, I haven't.
No,
talk me. Is it literally what it says?
I haven't done it.
It's literally what it says. Get a chip and put the
it's like
sauce on it. Or...
No.
Oh,
there's like you order it, and it's like, this is the hottest chip like in the world.
Oh,
and
you actually order it. It's a real.
Yeah. And it comes in like foil, and you unwrap it. You have to unwrap it. It comes with gloves as well.
Really? What, you put it in the oven for like a bit or something?
No. Like
it's cold.
Like plastic gloves. Yeah, it's a chip. It's not like a fry. It's a chip, like, you know, a crisp. A chip.
Oh, a chip. Sorry. I was thinking of a like French fry,
like
or
one chip.
Yeah, because it's so hot.
That.
You got to put it in the oven. No, you got to put it in the microwave, heat it up quickly, and then you eat it. I thought it was that. But you mean chips?
Yeah, that would be some kind of touch. That would burn your mouth.
Well, obviously, that's what I'm saying.
So you thought it was a single fry.
Yeah.
And you put that in the oven to the hottest temperature, take it out, and eat it immediately.
Yeah, because I thought they'd try to do maximum damage. Because having said that, how mad would that be,
Yeah, well, that's just like sadistic, isn't it? I mean, that's
not really. They make it to a certain hotness where you could still eat it, but burn the shit out of your mouth. Could do that. Why couldn't they do that? I might have just actually made something new up. What do you mean? Why is that mad? I don't understand why is that crazy?
Because the more likely scenario is that it's like a hot chip, like a Dorito, that is just hot.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Now I know it's that. I'm feeling a bit better about myself. I don't mind that. But
so yeah, basically, it's
right,
it's like a Dorito thing, and it's like the hottest one, made of like the hottest peppers or whatever, and you have to eat it all, and it's just really hot.
Shit. Okay.
And Flex is you're okay with hot food, but like this is another
Yeah,
level.
but even when
This
I done
is-
the challenge at the chicken shop with AFTV,
this is-
I'm all right with
this-
hot food, and that was still like
Yeah,
makes me sick,
and
mate.
this chip's like, I don't know, 10 times hotter than that.
Yeah,
you know?
because I like hot food, but
Yeah.
I mean I saw Matisse fucking throw up on
Throw up.
DR. It's not. It shouldn't really be done. It's not great. You get stomach ulcers. This isn't really great to do, if I'm honest. He was
That
finished.
Matisse one. That Matisse one.
He
I
was
will
sick, bro.
never forget getting a phone call from Josh after the stream. And he went, "You won't believe it." And I went, "What?" He went, "Matisse been sick everywhere."
Yeah, man. It's not great. It's not. That's why this hot stuff is. I know it's funny. I know it. I get it. It's funny seeing someone go, but like there's serious hazards that go with some of this shit. Right? You can just be sick instantly on the spot. You can. And I don't know. Then they stopped doing it. There was like a bit of this. Well,
They took
we're
it off.
responsible
Yeah,
for
they
this.
took it
That's what I'm
off.
saying. So, and I know, and this is the thing that worries me. I know that here there is not this sort of stuff getting passed through HR or risk assessment. It's just get the hot chip. They can do the hottest one. Let's be funny. No one's thinking of the health and welfare of the athletes.
I think when it comes to the chip as well, there's also a thing where so you have to chew it for like a minute, and then you can't have any fluids for like maybe a minute or 2 minutes.
You see what I mean? See, it's getting already. There's no concern.
Yeah, but
there's no concern.
If the punishment has to fit the crime.
Who's done? Has KG done one before? Has he done it?
Yeah, and now he's refusing to ever do one ever again.
If he's refusing to do, I might just say I want a different thing. Then he's refusing to do it. He's going, I'm not doing it.
That's not up to you. That's not up to you. That's not up to you.
Oh, mate. All right, cool. Well, there you go. It is what it is. KG did it, Flex, but then he said he's never doing it again. So if he gets found guilty of something else, he's saying I'm not doing that though. So
yeah.
All right.
And KG and from
it.
KG's own description, he said on the way out, it's a madness.
Oh, fucking hell, man. Nah. It might not be. I ain't gonna what's spin the wheel though? Can I maybe not get that hot chip?
Well, KG does it where there's a lot of punishments on a wheel and it gets spun. But I think, for the people versus UV, this isn't reckless court. This is the people versus UV. There's going to be order. So,
mate.
that's what it's going to be.
All right, cool. Well, we shall see. Right, there's nearly 1,000 of you watching, which is great. Smash a like if you haven't done so already. We've got nearly 300 likes, even though my thing says right there something went wrong. It's doing that weird thing again, but I can see how much likes there is there. Let's get that over to 300 mark and get towards 400 peeps as we go over the 1,000 viewers mark. Flex, if you're a yard man, do it. I gotta do it, Jay.
Yeah.
Don't worry. I gotta do it. Don't worry. Right, massive peer pressure there. Just pulled on a Jamaican heartstring and I've just done it straight away. Sancho, this is interesting because KG was bringing this saying, I think he's coming back. What's going on? And it's gathering a little bit of pace. What's going on with this Sancho situation?
Yeah, so this one is gathering a little bit of pace. So from Pete Hall, or I have to try and not go Pete Hall, from the iPub Sports saying that Chelsea are considering ripping up their £25 million agreement with Manchester United for Jadon Sancho this summer. They would have to pay a significant fee to get out of the deal. But is he welcome back at Manchester United? Well, according to the same source, Manchester United do not want Jadon Sancho back and are planning for the next season without him on the roster. Should he return, INEOS would want to move him on quickly to raise funds for Ruben Amorim's squad overhaul this summer. So we're now entering a situation, a territory flex, where United don't want Sancho back. That's why they got rid of him last summer. But now it looks like Chelsea might not want him either, which,
before I give my opinion,
freedom fighter. Go on.
Not bad for a freedom fighter. Shout out Ricky. We all know Ricky. Shout out Ricky. Rick the Red. Shout out Ricky. I put a post up because Matisse, the shameless guy. Don't know if you guys seen the clip or the pictures on social media. He tried to leave his seat on the other side of the table in DR, come over to my side to strike a deal because he wants to give Jadon Sancho back. After all the, he came over offering his hand out, saying, "Oh, come on, let's talk, and we can come to an agreement." And I just went mad and said, "How dare you? I told you what would happen. told you how it would go, and now you're trying. He's like, yeah, don't worry about that. So anyway, I posted that picture on my Instagram of him trying to, shake my hand and me not having it. And Rick the Red entered the chat. Rick said, watched Arsenal-Chelsea yesterday. He was absolutely class. Get him back and let Amorim get to work with him. That's what he said. So loads of people in the comments. Loads of people in the comments are going, Ricky always smoking the good stuff. Get Match back to da-da-da-da. Then he writes a longer piece. Says, Flex, I remember doing a show with you. Flex, you were saying he's generational and we need to do whatever it takes. Like on the way in, like when he was at Dortmund, when I was like, I want him, he's good, this, that, and the other. He's generational, we need to do whatever it takes. As usual, I said I'll defer judgment until I've seen enough of him. I've seen enough now, more than enough. He's absolutely class. It's not because of these things, but these things are not coincidence. We let him go last season and he played in the Champions League final, and now he's in a top 4 team. We can only dream of things like that and need in capitals players who are capable of that. So shout out Ricky. Just, he said that's what Ricky's thing is. He's saying he went to, like you say, that tax, the tax of the Champions League final tax that everyone tried to do last year when we all saw what the performances were saying. And he's now playing for a top 4 team as well, because Chelsea are currently sitting 4th, even though we can see how they're playing. We can see how shit they are. We see how shit Sancho is in that team that's 4th.
But a top 4 team doesn't want him.
And they don't want him. Exactly. He hasn't had a shot on target in 11 games. So by that means that Ricky should lay off Bruno then, because he's got loads of numbers in a shit team. So he must be good. Should keep him. We need players. We couldn't dream of having a player who has like double figures goals and assists in a shit team by that same metric. But like blah, 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 blah. Someone just said it there. Crunking says it's his opinion though, to be fair. 100%.
Oh yeah. So is allowed to obviously have his opinion. Massively disagree. Shout out Ricky. Obviously,
always messages me.
Massively disagree. I mean, because it's just it's with Sancho. It's almost like it's just old now, isn't it?
You don't want to see something funny, so I just want to see it funny. Ricky sent me this about Bruno. Right, this is how long it is. I haven't even finished reading it yet. Hold on, wait a minute. All of that. On Bruno. I'm not even going to read to you like what it says, because you won't like it. You won't like it. Some of you might, actually, because some of you want Bruno to go. But I'm just saying.
He did a point evidence explain plus on Bruno. You know what I mean? Make your point. Where's the evidence? Explain it. Come to a conclusion.
GCSE bite-size, mate. Yeah. Yeah.
No, with the that was the other day when he was going crazy about the Bruno, that was mad.
He was going crazy. But listen, I was the first person to ever interview Ricky outside Molyneux. So I worked with him inside out from that day. So I know exactly what Ricky's all about. He is one of the nicest guys you will ever meet. What a guy. He's brilliant. He's a legend. Invited me and Josh around to his house as well for some food, and we watched one of the highlights of the game, and he's got his sticky going, look here, look, brilliant. His wife put on a lovely spread. He's brilliant. Like, he's such a great guy. He just has these opinions that are really strong, and some of them turn out right, some of them don't.
Hey, when Marcus Rashford went to Aston Villa in January, and that clip started to fly around, which was Rick, what would that have been, like 5 years ago, 4 years ago, something like that?
What the one where he said Rashford should...
when he's like Marcus Rashford, well, we should be playing for Aston Villa.
Birmingham or Villa. Yeah, that was the first day. That was so that must have been my first season at United Stand. So that was 2018.
Yeah, so that's like 7 years ago. Seven years ago, and then to get it right in the end. Hey, that is pretty oracle stuff. You know what I mean?
Wan-Bissaka fish riding a bike, he said. Said Chris Smalling's better than Harry Maguire. Yeah, Josh, that's what I mean. Josh, remember that, man. His missus put on a lovely spread. Amazing sandwiches, amazing hospitality. So yeah, we had a great day at Rick's house. But big up Rick. I always got a lot of time for it. That's why we still speak so regularly. But yeah, that's so sorry. Back to the story. He loves Sancho and would want him back. I just thought I'd say. I don't take happiness in, looking at, coming to a conclusion that not for me. And then you see it pan out and you go, ha ha, so glad he failed. I was proved right. Wanted Sancho to get his head sorted, get back into our team and be the player that we thought he was going to be from Dortmund. But it just hasn't happened. And I just think what we're seeing, though, is a lot of the excuses that people offered up for him. It just proves that it's not that. Doesn't mean he can't go on to be successful somewhere else as well, by the way. If he goes back to Bundesliga or back to Dortmund or goes to Serie A or whatever, or goes to Portugal, I don't know. He could go somewhere else and it could absolutely work for him. And people could say, there's the Sancho we know. And that's great. But I think two massive moves, two big clubs in England, high profile. He's had a go. And clearly, as matter who you support, nobody's seeing that player. Nobody. I don't care how staunch defending you are of his ability, and nobody is seeing that player, and nobody can build a case for that player we saw ripping it up in the Bundesliga. Neither can Jadon Sancho, and only he knows why or how he can get back to what he was, and I really do hope he does. So I'm not surprised that he's gone to Chelsea and not done much. Of course, he put himself in the firing line by a silly comment that I know it's what they say in private and stuff, but you should have kept that private. You should have messaged Marcus in your WhatsApp group or personally ring him, whatever, and just say, "Oh, bro, well done, man. So happy you got your move. I know how unhappy he was there. Go kill it, my boy." Fine. But you've gone on social media to do the freedom and make it look like you're all chained up. So, you've given everybody a stick to beat you with there. And then you go on to perform like this. So everyone's going to keep coming back to you every single game. You put yourself in front of that loaded gun. So, yeah, I just hope that. And then on the case of him coming back, like KG says, as a technicality, you know what I mean? It's that bad that Chelsea might go, instead of paying 25 million to put him on, like, say, 5-year deal, whatever it is, let's just pay 8 million. Let's just pay the penalty, whatever. I'm just throwing that fee up in the air. I don't know what it is, but it says a significant penalty. So I don't know. A significant penalty to send a player back off of an obligation. I'm just thinking it's like 5, 6, 7, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 million. Don't know.
8, 9.
Yeah, I mean, but maybe it could actually work for us in a weird way. Could you go, if you get like a strong chunk from Chelsea, let's just say it was 8 million, then you're going to sell him as well. It might actually work out a bit better for us, but it probably still will be about the same 25. But it is what it is. We've got to move him on.
And this probably sums it up with Sancho. So he was playing for Chelsea 6 days ago on March 13th, right? And I think this was in the Europa Conference League, maybe. And he had a shot on target in that game. And that was, and by the way, March 13th, remember that date? That was his first shot on target for Chelsea in all competitions since Boxing Day. Since December 26th of last year, he'd played 780 minutes across 14 games since his last shot on target, which was against Fulham on Boxing Day.
And you know what?
And again, that kind of sums him up. It goes back to the beginning of this season when, he got a couple of assists, which was sometimes him passing it to a player and the player running the entire pitch and scoring a goal. And they'd be like, Sancho got an assist. And it wasn't even like a sour grapes thing. A lot of the United fans just sort of went, "Oh, give it 10 games. Let's see what's happening. Let's see what's happening then." And like you said, it's the same thing at different clubs. The same things at different clubs, which is, all right, a couple of games there, and then you just won't see him for like 3 months. No shot on target for close to 3 months, 14 games, 780 minutes. Not like goal or assist, shot on target. And when we, United fans, have the nerve to criticize Bruno Fernandes going, net negative, when he's getting like 7 goals in 6 games plus 3 assists. Sancho's not even getting a shot on target for 3 months.
But
3 months. And he's playing games. And it's like, get him under Amorim and he'll in that 10 position and he'll be a baller. Like, why are we so desperate to get rid of what we've got that is actually producing, especially when we don't have a lot of people that are producing, for someone that's got like a track record of not producing.
Yeah,
not
like
only
a
not
solid track record
he's currently
well,
but also for us. We're gluttons for punishment. And this is when it goes back to like the Bruno, techie. All right, Sancho will have a nice touch. but he won't have a shot on target for 3 months.
Yeah, and it's also about like, even if, because some people don't like the argument of like just looking at shots or stats or GA and all that. I just look at him when I see 90 minutes of Chelsea. I watched him against Brighton in that game. He come off the bench, and it's like, shirking out of tackles, not running back hard enough, not putting it in. The overall general quality. Yeah, against Arsenal, Rick probably is talking about that one. Don't know if you watched that game, Owen, the Arsenal game. There was one. It was a boring game. Let me know in the chat if you saw this. There was one moment in the game where Sancho had it on the right hand side, and there was a couple of Arsenal players come to get him. I think it was Lewis Skelly and someone else, and he like showed a little bit of quick feet to like get out of it, and then made a pass. I think he's literally talking about that one moment, because after that they locked him up. Like, he didn't do anything.
Yeah.
He didn't do anything. He literally just. Don't get me wrong. That Ricky loves a player who keeps the ball. He does like that. Just keep it, recycle, get it, pass it, get it, give it. That was his always thing. Just get it and pass it. There's a time to do that and recycle along the final third and be patient. But if that's all you can do, especially in deep areas, and you don't contribute with goals and assists and winning fouls or getting us higher up the pit, then it's and you're not contributing going backwards to stop attacks, then what is it? I just don't get it. But yeah, against Arsenal, he was not class. He was not outstanding. I watched the same game. In my opinion, he wasn't. He was, again, same, just average. And I don't know why he can't, get more out of himself. He just can't. So yeah, it's one where I think Chelsea are volatile. So actually, I actually think there's legs in this. I actually do think there's legs in it, because these are the same guys. Look what they did with Conor Gallagher. Look what they did with João Felix. Look, they make odd decisions. They do mad decisions all the time. This is Chelsea. This is the most unstable decision makers that you can imagine. 1.5 billion scattergun approach. They're capable of going, we thought it'd be a right obligation. Nah, just pay this hefty fee so we don't have to have him. I could see that, actually.
Like I said, they're willing to spend money to be able to spend it elsewhere. You know what I mean? They'd be like, okay,
just pay it.
How much is it going to cost to send him back? 10 million. It's not 25. Send him back. We've got 15.
Exactly.
We can do something with 15.
Do you see what I'm saying? We just bought some kid from flipping Fluminense in for that, and we can sell him for that. That'll cover that. So, because that's how they're working now. They're working on that, like, high volume of bodies and high turnover of out the door, in the door.
Yeah.
Put one player in the sister club. Is it Strasbourg? Who's their other club? I think it is. Yeah. Send one player there. Send one player back on loan back to Brazil. This guy's coming into. Look at what's his face. The guy who went to Juve for like 20 odd million. The left back, Renato Vega. Brought him in. It looked like he coming from Portugal, didn't he? Oh yeah, look, 25 million. Looked like he's going to get. Nope, straight out, gone. Juve playing.
And they've still got people coming in. Obviously, they've got Kenda coming in, not this summer, but next summer.
Yeah.
They've got that guy from
not Endrick
in the chat.
The Brazilian geezer.
There's a Brazilian guy that Romano. Every time he brings him up, he's like, he's going to be one of the best players in the world. It's a big key for Chelsea. Blah blah blah. Yeah. And it's like, well, we'll see. But he's coming in soon, so you do look at Sancho and go, actually, where are you going to fit in anyway? And maybe Chelsea are going to come to that point, like we said, where they go, we'll just actually pay United the fee and send him back, and the money that we've got left over, we'll just get someone else. We'll get someone else. We'll find somewhere else. But they've probably got like 10 or 11 different players they've got on their shortlist for that position that they think they can get cheaper, and it's going to be doing better. And they got people coming through. So, like you said, I wouldn't be shocked at all. Not at all.
Yeah, they got Kenda replacing Sancho like next year, but in terms of buying him now, you could look at it like that. So yeah, I wouldn't put it past them. So that Sancho thing, we'll keep an eye on it. But one thing we do know, which is what the report is saying, back to the report, is that United aren't going to entertain that, and he'll be on the list again. For business purposes, could he be on tour like KG said? Yeah, could be. Got to keep him playing. Got to keep him. Like I said, we saw him on MUTV walking with a microphone, smiling, saying it's good to be back. I like America. It's great, smiling, and then he was gone. So we have to have him back for a period of time. Then we have to, but he won't be staying.
The only concern is just, after a bad couple of years. Yeah, it was like it last summer, wasn't it? When it was like right towards the end of like, Chelsea going to get him. Yeah, I hear that. Danny Luciano was gifted 5 memberships as well.0big up to you, Danny. I believe it's Danny Luciano's birthday today. I believe as well.
Oh, is it? Is it your birthday, bro? Happy birthday! Oh, here you go. Wait a minute, Danny Luciano. Nah, that's it. I did 5 gifted chats for my community on my birthday, and you just skipped over it to talk about chips. I switched sides. Felt Flex is guilty.
Flex guilty.
Sorry, Daniel. We hadn't got to the super chat yet, bro. I didn't get there yet.
Yeah.
I only got to the Joe Fleming one, and then I got to that, and we started talking about the chips. I was like, what actually is it? So don't worry. I was always going to get to you and give you your flowers on your birthday. Put the birthday cake emojis in there, the hand signals, the celebration signals emoji, sorry, in the chat, guys. Let's celebrate Daniel Luciano's birthday. Big up to you. Hope you have a great day with you and yours. And thank you for the 5 gifted memberships as well. Big up to you, Daniel, man. Hope you have a wicked day. Always a big supporter of the channel. We always see you here, bro. I would never just skip past you and not give you your flowers ever. Ray S says, the team has more confidence in Bayern. Well, we're going to talk about Onana in just a second. Bayern-Deer's been injured for ages, by the way. Where did that injury just come from? He was looking like, I tell you what, he's going to play some games, just out for ages. And then now Onana's like, calm down a bit. Like it's not, I'll tell you what now, he doesn't need to, he's all right now. He's doing that classic, no big mistakes for a bit and until the next one happens. Alex says, Chelsea was second before Sancho joined. I'm not going to pin it all on him of why they're not doing good right now, but yeah, we've done the Sancho thing. Big up to you though, Alex, but that is true. Onana, summer replacement, again in the same newspaper.
Wow, Flex. There's another 5 from Daniel Luciano. Another
one. Daniel Luciano on it. 10 memberships he's gifted. Another 5 just them. Shout out to the beneficiaries of those. Who did get it, actually? There's chats doing a madness. Let it catch up. Can I see who's... There you go. Mike got gifted 1. Dave Curran got gifted 1. JT gifted 1. Merrin T was gifted 1 as well. So big up, man. Big up to each and every single one of you guys who got and Gary Hawks as well is also a beneficiary of UV membership. So shout out to you, Daniel, on your birthday, bro. Happy birthday. Yeah, I'm a friend. Big up to you, man. So Daniel Luciano going crazy in the chat and the generosity as well. Sharon on his birthday. It's always that thing, when you go to work or at school, whatever, you got to bring in the sweets. And the cake and that on your birthday. I never understood that.
I never understood that. Did you do that? And whilst you let us know in the chat, we're less than 100 likes away from 500 likes. If you haven't already,
come
hit
on,
the like button. We've got over 500 people watching. Yeah, did you have to do that at school when it was your birthday? So you brought in sweets, and then when everyone was leaving the classroom at the end of the day, they took some sweets from you. Did anyone else have to do that?
It used to happen all the time. You had to bring in the sweets and the snacks and the drinks, or whatever it was, whatever you wanted to bring. You got to do it on your birthday. You should be putting up to school, and everyone's making a fuss about you. Teachers got all the cake. And,
you work in an office. It's your birthday, and you come in, and then you go like, you go, it's my birthday today. Here's some sweets I bought on the way to work.
Yeah. It's mad.
Because it's my birthday. It's like, oh, okay.
Daniel and his students still do it every time it's a birthday, and it's a madness. Everyone wants some. So it still happens now. Shout out Daniel Luciano. Didn't know you worked in education. Big up to all my education workers. Big up. Someone just said, Nikhil says, you guys went private school. No. Well, I didn't. No. I did not. I did not go. My school was not a private school.
Mine wasn't.
So just a normal school. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? JP87 says, Flex calling Benny McCarthy Quinton Settings. What? I know I did that, but what's the red? What did I say? Something
I don't think there's charges for that one. That
was just straight. That's been done. And
what's it called when statute of limitations have passed on that one? Benny's not even at the club anymore. And to be fair, you resolved that with Benny.
I addressed it. I actually addressed it with Benny directly with the victim. With Benny. So justice was done, mate. So
the victim. If there is ever a day though that you can get a picture with Benny McCarthy, Quinton Fortune, and you. Man, that would be that would be full circle. That would be
moment. Very big full circle moment. Yes. But on to Andre Onana, sorry. On to Andre Onana.
Onana, yes. He could be on his way out of Manchester United. This is a bit of an interesting one. So once again, Pete Hall from the Eye saying that Manchester United are considering signing a new goalkeeper as part of their summer rebuild. Always that summer rebuild, Flex. Whether that be a potential number 1 or understudy to Andre Onana. Onana, though, part of life. Is not
Part of
concerned
life.
by the speculation he may be replaced. He feels he has the backing of Ruben Amorim, with whom he has a good relationship, and remains focused on helping Manchester United turn things around. So, even though there's chatter, rumours, rumblings about a possible Onana replacement, he's relaxed. He's calm.
Do you know what?
Do you think that's one of those ones where it's a bit like, maybe he's calm because he's like, there's a lot of work to do with players coming in. You know what I mean? I think I'm kind of safe. Because a few months ago, when you heard those reports, it was like, oh, they're looking at this position, this position, this position, this position. And then as the season's gone on, it's got more and more like, kind of do really need a goalkeeper though, don't we? Kind of cost us points. It's cost us points this season.
With him, I actually think because of his personality, he's a wicked guy. I can't lie about that. I've made no secret of that. Anytime we see Onana comes and shows love, he's a calm person. You've seen some of the interviews he's done. Don't take my word for it. Look at some of the interviews he's done where he was like, remember when he was having that proper bad spell in the first year? And he was like, listen, I was one of the best keepers in the world last year, if not the best keeper in the world, Champions League final. And now I'm rubbish, my friend. No, my friend. No, I'll be fine. He's very much like that. The reason why I think
next game.
And then he do a mistake next game. The reason why I think he's this calm isn't that. I think the reason why he's that calm is because, honestly, his whole part of life is like, no problem. The manager comes to me and says, I'm not the guy you want to move on. I'll go to a different club, my friend. Like, I believe in my ability. If they want to sell me and they sell me, they sell me. I'm calm now because I think I've got the back end. If that changes and the manager comes to me and says, we want to go in a different direction, we want to sell you. I think he's the sort of guy who literally would say, no problem, my friend. Speak to my agent. I can get a move back to Serie A or Spain or wherever. I think that's why. But obviously, it's all about opinion. We don't know. It could easily be as well because Man United got so much to fix as well. Then yeah, he could do that. But I just haven't seen a snapshot of him like behind the scenes on a consistent basis of how he talks. I've had a few conversations with him just about the team, how I've been doing, whatever. He comes across as a person who really do any of you get that vibe from him? Like can't be art, like not can't be arts vibe, but just like no problem. Like you all want to cuss me and say I'm the worst. I've seen all the papers and that. I know I was good. I was in Champions League, whatever. Like I'll be fine. Like, I think he's like that.
Well, there's a poll in the chat says, will Onana be replaced this summer? And it's pretty close at the moment.
Yeah,
yes, it's just edging it. It's 54 to 46%. But I don't know. It just doesn't, to me, seem like a priority for Manchester United, really. It just doesn't feel like that. But as the season's gone on, legitimately, he has cost us games. His mistakes have cost us games. And because we are so fragile at different points, we can't afford to have those errors in games because we can't always come back from them. Obviously, like the one against Brighton, I know we were 2-1 down at the time, but could still come back into the game at 2-1. Once it went to 3-1 after that mistake, it was like, oh, it's over now. Or the Forest one, we had actually come back into that game, responded, didn't we? And then Onana makes a mistake, and then for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, he was all over the place. Absolutely
3-1.
all over the place.
That 3-1 killed us, yeah.
And then it kills us. And obviously we go back to the Champions League season prior. It's not completely his fault. That's why we out, but he was a large reason as to why. Cost us games when we actually had good performances. Galatasaray, we were going into that game going, I don't know how we're going to react to this. We started the game so well, scored goals.
So Garnacho rocket. Or was it Bruno rocket? Both.
Garnacho score, Reef for the net. Reef for the net. Yeah. Or whether it was, passing up from the back against was it Galatasaray at home and completely capitulating that one. And
Casemiro sent off. Yeah.
Casemiro. So it was him, wasn't it? It was him, and it's just we found ourselves now in a situation this season where actually we're kind of salivating over basics in goal. We're looking at other goalkeepers that maybe might not be as good with their feet as Andre Onana, which again is a bit of a myth, but because they can, save the ball, we're just sort of going like, actually we want that. We just want a keeper that's going to save it. And actually, when we bought Onana, I think we thought that we were going to be getting this like Ederson-ish kind of goalkeeper. And under Erik's new football, phase 2 of Erik ten Hag, we were going to be playing like City out the back. The goalkeeper wasn't really going to be saving stuff. It was all going to be with his feet, and this is how we're going to be playing football. We didn't play like that. And then secondly, when it came to Ruben, we still play out from the back, but in the last few games, I don't know if there's been as much of an emphasis on that. You know what I mean?
No.
That.
No,
So
and I think, look, I think when the team, this is why they might keep him a bit longer. Like you said, firstly, finances and a lot of other stuff you got to get. But we're also looking at fans going, like KG did say, that priority is kind of getting towards the top. He's going up. He's going up the list. So that's the first thing of why he might stay. But also, like when the team does all right, like they're not facing loads of shots, and like you see, like this recent batch of games, he's done all right because like there hasn't been loads for him to do. Like, he's done. He's just
Ipswich.
Has he done anything mad? What's he done?
The Dorgu with the Dorgu one. Remember when they both came out?
Horrendous. But other than
that's only a few games. But and the thing is, we have to go.
How
But
long
other
ago
than that,
yeah. Because like against Leicester,
he made a good save in that game.
Arsenal,
he made a good save in that game.
Yeah,
Arsenal.
he did.
But so we're basically saying then he can be Manchester United goalkeeper if we don't have if he's got nothing.
If no one shoots at him, exactly. And we've again we've seen it many times. Like he's just not good enough. It's that there's no way to dress it up. Like we say, there'll be 5, 6, 7 games where you're a bit quiet, goes under the radar, thinks all right, and then he'll go right to the forefront of bloody hell. Look, there it is again. That's just going to be the nature of him. I say he makes the parries. That was it. They didn't always score from it, but he still had a few parries. One was offside, Everton. I think, or one. Everton. Yeah, the parries are still there. So that it's not.
But like then it's basically
everything you're saying describes him as a high priority. So he is a high priority, but you still got to get the strikers. You still got to get another centre half.
That's what I was going to say. It's weighing.
Still got centre mids.
It's going. Well, if we sign wing backs and a striker and a 10, overall we should be a better team. So he'll have less to do and we'll be okay. or we sign a goalkeeper to replace him, and maybe. In terms of the rest of the pitch, we don't get a couple of those players, so we don't necessarily totally improve, but we've got a goalkeeper that will get us more points anyway. So, actually, that would work out. So it's basically weighing up which one you think's more likely to work. Do you go with the gamble? And it's probably a gamble that, all right, focusing the funds on other positions because that will make us better as a team, and then Onana will still be Onana, but if he's under less pressure, that's all right. Or you go, that's too much of a risk. We don't know if that's going to work out. We need another goalkeeper. That goalkeeper can be there, and that will get us 10 extra points for the season. And that's ultimately what we need to. Or can you find a situation where it's both? Can you find a situation where actually, a bit like we've seen with Bayern Deer this season, and I'm not even the biggest Bayern Deer fan, but go find a goalkeeper for like 5 million.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Do an aid in heaven. But in goal.
Yeah. Do an aid in heaven because it might be better, because as the season goes on, they'll come in and it might be better. Go find a young goalkeeper that's also good with their feet, not that expensive or whatever, and give him a go. And even if he starts, and people will get behind starts as the number 2, as the number 2, Onana will F up at some point, and that goalkeeper will play games in the cups, and he'll get in. They can play it. They can be creative with this. It obviously all depends on Ruben and how. Also, we haven't really spoke about that. Do we believe that Ruben's looking at going, no chance? I need to address that. Like, I'm not having a goalkeeper like that in my team. That's the first bit. Like, how much does he push for it and the hierarchy? And secondly, you're so right about how creative they could be with just what type of keeper they get. No one's saying try and get Diogo Costa. Not Diogo Costa. Yeah, is his name Diogo as well? Costa key. Yeah, his name's Diogo Costa. It's Diego.
There's
Diegos and Diogos.
Is it Diego? I think it's Diego. I think it's Diego Costa.
Is it Diogo? Diogo Costa? Diogo.
Oh, it is Diogo, just like Dallo. All right, cool. But anyway, no one's saying like, go and get him for 50 million. Like, I know some people are saying that. Marcel definitely would be. But like, okay, that's going to be beyond us. But you're so right. Go and get somebody who like is like fundamentally sound, might be young, so you've got to work with them. And then maybe you still keep Onana, but then he can get some games and start to dislodge him, and you can mix and match a bit. If we can't afford one, obviously the ideal thing is you just go, right, this hasn't worked. You get him out, get the money, take the money from that, and then go and use it wisely. But someone said it there, like we had Dean Henderson and Kovar on the books and brought in 2 West keepers. Now Dean Henderson compared to De Gea, we were all going, slow down, Dean. Like you're getting a bit above your station. Then he done the infamous TalkSport interview, and then okay, cool. But I mean, what would you say? Dean Henderson's better than Onana?
Well, this is what I mean. You look at towards you look at the free agent goalkeepers, and just looking at people's contracts are expiring that are goalkeepers. Obviously, you have De Gea at Fiorentina.
Yeah.
You've got PSV's goalkeeper Walter Benitez. Alex, is it Murray from Napoli? The goalkeeper 27. It might be someone. It might be someone like that where you go, actually, you know what? Get a free agent for a year. Balls to it. See what happens. Or like you said, go get a young keeper. Go find some young keeper from
James Trafford's been mentioned a lot, isn't it?
I reckon it'd be expensive.
It'll cost money. It'll cost a lot. He went to Burnley for 20.
But you could you might be able to find in Liga, La Liga, whatever, 10 million, 5 million, something like that.
Yeah, and we have to be careful we don't get someone worse, because obviously remember we were talking about the Ramsdale thing. Like if we start going down that because they get relegated, he'd be an easy target to go and get, and he'd definitely come.
But that's when it goes back to if you can go get
run into more problems.
If you can go get a goalkeeper, let's say it is for 10 million, 5 million, then the loss, if you decide that's not worked out, isn't going to be as hefty, is it, as go and get James Trafford for like 20 plus. Even if you went Ramsdale from Southampton, it would still probably be what, 15, 20, and you go, maybe big wages.
Ramsdale 15 million. 15 million relegated Southampton.
My thing with Ramsdale is I thought he was unlucky at Arsenal, but I wasn't convinced by him there either. I wasn't convinced. And
it's not the worst goalkeeper.
No, but I wouldn't go to that. And before the Arsenal game, it was on the pre-match of the match view. I remember saying that day, because we had the conversation about goalkeepers, like we said before, it's not necessarily moving people on, it's who you replacement with, like the De Gea thing. If you replace them with a better version, then it's a success. And I said that day, for me, David Raya this season has proved himself to be one of the best goalkeepers, not in Premier League, but in the world. And the chat that day, no, you can't say that. No. Mate, he scored those saves he was pulling off that day. Is the reason Arsenal didn't lose, and United didn't win like 3-1, 4-1. And he's done it consistently this season. I mean, like ridiculous. You want to talk about De Gea-esque. Ollie Watkins gets back up, tips it round the post. Atalanta penalty, saves it, then gets back up. Like he's done it multiple times. He's a top goalkeeper, and that is one where that was a big decision by Arteta, and they did get.
And
that
he's good
right,
with his
Arsenal.
feet. He did.
They got that.
And Josh, as the Arsenal fan, he's right. He said Ramsdale is better than Onana, but not good enough for United. I think that's the perfect way of saying it. I do think he's better than Onana because he can save the ball better. Like his fundamentals. Like, don't get me wrong, he offered the fairy sometimes get distracted.
He's too good for Southampton. He's too good.
Way too good for Southampton.
Yeah,
I think I'd rather have him than Onana. But I don't want Ramsdale, if you get what I'm saying. Like, that's the classic, like you say, get rid of De Gea, but who do you replace him with? And when Raya was at Brentford, he was looking good as well. People were saying, he's all right, he could go higher.
Well, Spurs were going to get him, and I think it was the price, didn't they? They were like, no, we'll go get someone else, So, top goalkeeper.
I agree. Onana, there you go. JP says, Onana gets me shook. He just does madness randomly. Yeah, even when the ball's on its way to him, you think, are you going to take too long here? You're going to try a little drag back up. What are you going to be on? So yeah, there you have it. Right, big up to everyone who's tuned in this morning. Big show. We got to 486 likes, which basically, guys, is 500. Now I've said that.
No, it's not. It's 14 away. If you haven't already, click the like button. It has to be 500 now for the algorithm. That's
exactly. That's what I was saying. I was like, you lot are going to get us to 500, 100%, because we are not tolerating that. We've got to be rounding that up to 500. We're on 487, 496. There you go. We're nearly there. We're 4 away. Let's get that done.
There you go.
There you go. What you call it? Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on.
How about the thingy?
503. Lovely. Perfect.
Boom.
Well done,
Look at
guys.
that. Like that.
Big show. Just to let you guys know, I've watched my first Raw or WWE. I was messaging Owen
On
what's going on.
He was
Netflix.
messaging me last night.
Yeah, I was like, this is what I thought. Let me just, now it's on Netflix, a bit more accessible. I just thought, let me just have a little peep.
Yeah.
I saw the John Cena thing that happened the other day, so I was like, interesting. Haven't watched it I watched two things I haven't watched in ages. Do you want to know what they were? One was WWE, which I told you about. The other one was EastEnders, because I just thought,
did you?
It was just on. You know, when you're just eating your dinner and the normal TV's on, and I looked up, I went, there's Sharon. Look at Sharon. Oh, there's Kathy. Like, they've got a lot of old people. So I was like,
yeah, they do.
Let me just watch it. Let me just watch it and try and see what's going on. And I was like, oh, okay, interesting. So I watched two things that I hadn't watched in a while, and I enjoyed it.
Well, if you want to, if you want to find out what's happening in the world of wrestling, you can subscribe to my channel, Wrestling News 365. Links in the video description below. We're less than 1,000 subscribers away from 20k. That's the goal. We can hit 20k soon. It's WrestleMania season. I've been doing watch-alongs for the Raws, for the SmackDowns whilst they're in Europe. Last week, I stayed up late and did Raw. It was in Madison Square Garden, and I was on this show the next day. I was so tired.
Mental.
It was.
Look at this dedication. Dedication.
It was ridiculous. But yes, with more coming. Yes, as we get closer to WrestleMania season.
It feels like WrestleMania was just only the other day. When's
it's later this year as well. It's later this year. Usually it's like first week of April. This year it's a bit later. It's Easter weekend. It's on the 19th and 20th.
That year's gone quick.
And that,
I just feel
and
like
that
the
whole
other day
week
you were saying WrestleMania.
Yeah, that whole week. I think I'm just going to be live the whole week, basically. I'm going to be doing Raws, SmackDowns, WrestleManias. Then the Raw after WrestleMania is just going to be... I'm not going to sleep for a week.
Yeah, you're not. Get used to it. Get used to it. Different time zones as well. Josh as well, big up to you. I saw you put this on your story the other day.
I saw that.
Thunderbirds is one of my favorite ever programs from a kid. I had the whole Tracy Island. I had the big Thunderbird 2. I had the suit thing with the little.
Oh, did you have like the full on little like set?
Yes.
Yeah.
I had the whole Tracy Island with Thunderbird 1, 2 in it, 3. Then I had the big green Thunderbird. That's Thunderbird 2 in it, where you put the different boxes in it, and then Thunderbird 4 comes out.
Did they pop out of the island?
Yellow thing.
They pop out.
They pop out. Yeah, the little lift comes out from the swimming pool, and you can take Thunderbird, whatever it is, off of there. Like, I love Thunderbird. I love Parker. I love Penelope. Love it. And I was a big fan of all of those puppet things. That, Stingray, Captain Scarlet, and Joe 90.
Yeah.
Joe 90 might be a bit past a lot of people's time, but all of those, if you've never seen those, the original puppet things, they are the best. And obviously Thunderbirds is the GOAT.
Yeah, because sometimes with Thunderbirds, they tried to like remake it, but like animated, and it was just
no. I need to when they cut to the cutscenes of like a real hand picking up an actual coffee cup. And they go, That's
well, the best thing on Josh's story when you could see when there was a car was going along the road, and you could tell it's literally just a toy car that's going, and the background is going like that.
Yeah,
to make it look like it's moving.
Oh, yes, milady. Yes, milady. Anyway, guys, shout out you. We are out of here, man. Take care. Peace.